About 22 years ago, I met my first coven of witches. I was a 19-year-old in college, and I was going through a great transformation and a period of liberation in my life. I drove an hour to gather at this woman's house with other people, men and women, who were remembering magic. And that time in my life was so pivotal, so transformative, because the woman who introduced me to the work of magic created a safe container for us, a place where we could trust that the boundaries would be held in a way that no one would be hurt, but we could explore and we could ask questions and we could dare to believe that magic was real. When I would walk into her house, my hands would tingle. I would feel what I now know is a sense of liminality or numinosity. Colors were brighter, smells were more crisp, sounds had more of a harmonious quality to them. I was inside of sacred space, and her gift in holding that space for us allowed us to shift states, to shift our experience of life into one where anything could be possible, and we were more than we ever imagined that we were. And that magic has stayed alive in me. And for 22 years, I've tried to find ways to live with one foot in the world of sort of the day to day and mundane, and one foot in the world of magic. And the longer I live that way, the more weight I put on the magical foot, and the more I withdraw my energy from the mundane foot until now, at this place in my life, there's no separation. The line has disappeared. My life is magical even when I'm doing what is mundane. And as my work has been evolving, I've noticed that the Rebel Herbalist just doesn't fit me anymore. Because holding that energy of rebellion was part of holding those worlds apart, the magical world and the mundane world. And I'm not doing that anymore, and I don't want to do that anymore. I want to live fully in the magical world wherever I go, whoever I'm with. And so I've decided to step into a new era of my work and of my life, and I'm changing my business name to the Grove Tender's Hearth. This grove where I live is the source of my magic and my power. It is a place where I know who I am, where I remember the deep mystical union between plants and humans, between animals and humans, between stones and humans. Everything I know deeply, I know because of the generosity of this land and other places where I've lived. And so my identity has shifted away from being a rebellious herbalist to being the tender of a grove. This grove. And the inner grove, the inner sacred grove that we all carry inside of us. That is where our royalty, our sovereignty, our agency lives. And so I'm going through this rebranding process, and my goal is to hold the same kind of container for others that my first high priestess held for me. The kind of space where people can be free to discover the magic within them and be empowered to remember that anything is possible. This will be a many stage process. I'm just in the beginning of it, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. So thank you for your patience, for hanging in there with me through all of the iterations of this work and all of the ways that I've collaborated with others over time and found my way back to my own voice. And from that rooted place as a grove tender, finding new ways to collaborate with others. It's an exciting time. You may have heard that my retail facing apothecary is closing, and that's true, except after conversations with several people, I've decided to continue to offer incense, salve, topical items through my online retail apothecary. So it won't be closing completely. I just won't be offering anything you take internally through the retail apothecary. But I will still be offering those products to clients and people who consult with me individually. So stay tuned for more changes like that as I come into really, really deep alignment with my own integrity and with my mission of advancing this work of reconnecting humans and plants in a way that is really safe and effective and enchanted. So for now, you can still find me at therebelherbalist.com. You can still find me on Facebook at the Reveling Rebel Herbalist and on Instagram by the same name. But you will slowly see that change to the Grove Tender's hearth, the fire, the cook pot over the hearth at the center of the grove, where all the transformation and the rising mist reminds us that everything is possible. I look forward to seeing you there.